Hey you, yeah you. Are you excited for Wan2.2 S2V? Well, keep watching because Artificial is going to show you exactly how to install it and create your first video.
Hey everyone, the Artificial Trainer here. Welcome back to my channel. Wan Sound to Vid was just released and I figured let's try to do a slightly different technique with this video. I'm just going to show you how I get these up and running when I've found something new came out for the first time. So first thing we're going to want to do is head over to the ComfyUI GitHub and then let's go to the commits. So we're on the GitHub in the top search bar, just type commits at the end. Okay, and then you can see there's a commit for WIP Wan2.2 S2V model. You can click on that. All right, so this gives us the code, but we don't have any directions on how to use it. So let's click on this number 9568 and here we go. Here is the audio encoder and then the diffusion model files. So we're going to download those and then the diffusion model. So the Wan2.2 S2V. Only the 32 gigabyte 14B model is out so far. So there may be some VRAM challenges, but keep checking back on this page. I'm sure they'll release a scaled version of it eventually once we figure out a little bit more about what's going on with these models. All right, so it is a 30 gigabyte file. So it's going to take me a minute to download. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go in and update my ComfyUI environment. All right, so I have my ComfyUI folder open. I'm going to right click and open that in terminal. And then all I'm going to do is git pull. All right, so that updates everything. You can see it added some stuff about the audio encoders. And then I also want to update ComfyUI front end. Oh, sorry, I got to activate my virtual environment. Okay, and then I want to update ComfyUI front end. So it's these three that I want to update. So I'm just going to copy those into Notepad just so I know. All right, and then the command I'm going to run is pip install ComfyUI embedded docs ComfyUI front end package ComfyUI workflow templates -- upgrade. All right, so that upgrades those three packages to the very latest versions. All right, and then from there, let's open up ComfyUI. All right, so I have a bat file that I created that just runs ComfyUI. ComfyUI is up. Okay, so we're still waiting for the models to download, but we can download the workflow. So if we head back to that GitHub page, there's a test WIP workflow here. So when we click on it, it just starts downloading. I don't think they have it in the examples yet. Let's double check. This is always a good place to check for new stuff. Yeah, no S2V or sound. Okay. You can also check audio. Yeah, it's not in here yet. I'm sure once it's up, we'll be able to find it in just the browse templates. But for now, we have to download it from here. And I'll put this link in the description just so it's a little bit easier for everyone. But I think it's good to know where to find this kind of stuff. All right, so you can see because we updated, we get no errors here. The only other thing I want to do is I want to install Chatterbox because I want to just use an AI sound. And I like this one from Dio God. All right, so restart just so we can see it. All right, so while we're doing that, our download's finished. So while ComfyUI is restarting, let's put our models into the correct places. So we want to go to the ComfyUI folder and go to your models folder. All right, and then let's check. So it says to put the audio encoder in the ComfyUI models audio encoders folder. And then it says to put the diffusion model in the diffusion models folder. Diffusion models, we're going to put the diffusion model in there. So that's the Wan2.2 S2V model. And then audio encoders. This is I think this file should be created for you when you update to the latest  But if it's not, just create an audio encoders folder and then drag the Wave2Vec in there. All right, and then I'm gonna refresh here, and then we just need to create our chatterbox. All right, and then you don't have to use a reference audio. You could just generate like a random English voice, but I'm just gonna I just have audio of a random woman talking that was AI generated a while ago. So we'll use that as our reference. And then I'm just gonna do some dumb kind of, and I'm just gonna say this is a test of Wan2.2 speech or S2V. I just want to make it kind of a longer so that we get more to test against. All right, and then we'll preview that audio, and then I want to load that audio into the audio encode and into the create video up here. And they're using all native nodes here, so there's no video combine here, but you can easily just swap in video combine if you want, which I'm actually going to do it because I don't know if this save video node will give me a preview, and I want to see the preview. It looks like it is a 16 FPS video output. Oh, and it looks like the clip and the 2.1 VAE were not included in the download instructions. So we'll need to go find those on our own. I already had them installed, but the place that you find those is in that same Wan2.2 ComfyUI repackaged. Just go to text encoders for the text encoders, and then go to VAE for the VAE. You want 2.1 VAE. All right, and I haven't tested these Lite-X2V Loras yet to see how well they work with S2V. It's a different model, so I'm guessing they might not work great, but hopefully, since all of Wan's training seems to be pretty similar, hopefully these work. We'll give them a test after we just do a dry run. All right, so I have a close-ish portrait of this woman. We'll have her talk. It's just a simple test to start, and then we'll see how it goes. One thing I'm not sure about right now is if I have something longer than 81 frames, how it's going to do. I don't know if so there's like a frame pack extension that was released as part of this, and I don't know if it's been implemented into Comfy yet or not. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to install a different node set. The ComfyUI custom scripts just to get, I just want some math nodes. I'm just trying to generate the audio or the amount of frames based on the audio length. All right, so yeah, so I want math expression, and then I also need the MTB nodes. All right, so audio duration in milliseconds. So I want to do A divided by 1000 times 16. So that's going to give us our amount of frames for that length of speaking. And then we're going to pass that in. So we'll see if the frame pack stuff is implemented yet. If it is, then the length here shouldn't matter. You should be able to just go infinitely. All right, so from there we have our audio, we have our person, and we should just be able to run this. Oh, and I did have to reselect the audio because it looks like it wasn't, it just said Wave2Vec to large English. It didn't have the FP16, so I just had to reselect that. Let's just fix our seeds in case we make any mistakes. And then I'm going to use, they have UniPC on here, but I've generally found DP, MPP, SDE to be better with Wan. So, all right, so now we got no errors in our models. So we should be good to run this through. And so while this is running, let's talk about the Wan sound to image to video node here. So I'm just using the ref image here, but it looks like we can also use a control video. So I might give that a try after we run this first one through. I think this is kind of like pose to video. And then ref motion, I'm not sure what that is for. So interesting, there's no previews yet, but I'm sure that's because this is in beta still. And from the testing I've done so far, this model is pretty slow and it requires a good amount of VRAM. So hopefully we'll be seeing some optimization coming here in the future. All right, well, I accidentally messed up my resolutions here. So I have horizontal instead of vertical, but we should still be able to test it. We have 5 seconds of audio, so that's good. So let's see how it does.
This is a test of Wan2.2 S2V. What do you think of the results? Should we try again?
So to me, the movement is pretty natural, right? The teeth look pretty good, which is sometimes one of the biggest challenges with these models. But the lip sync isn't amazing to me. I think the infinite talk lip sync is a little bit better. And the other really big issue with this right now is just how slow. I mean, that was 15 minutes for a generation where infinite talk I can do like 300 frames in 5 minutes. So let's see if I can get the Light X2V Lora working really quick. So I have the 480p Light X2V Lora running or downloaded, and I'm just gonna try 4 steps with one CFG, and let's try beta scheduler, and let's leave the strength where it is. I'm guessing this is more based on Wan2.1 than it is 2.2, or at least based on just the low model, because we don't have 2 models, right? So I think Light X2V should work decently well on this. And then while that runs, if you did want to add a control video in, you would just load a video. So load video upload, and then you do a DW pose like that. And then you would just connect that to a resize it to your image's size, connect that up to the control video. Okay, so that is done. That's a way faster generation, and it did work pretty clearly. So let's see what our result is here.
This is a test of Wan2.2 S2V. What do you think of the results? Should we try again?
Okay, so it's not terrible. It's especially now that I realized that the Light X2V Lora works with it. That generation took just a minute, so that's way more usable than the 15-minute generation. And so I'm interested to see what this control video and ref motion do. This seems kind of like an amalgamation of, like Phantom, Frame Pack, a bunch of different projects that have come together to make this. So we'll be interested to play around with that. I'll make another video if I find that stuff's useful. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope seeing how this comes together for the first time was helpful. I'll put the model downloads in the description below to make this faster for you. If you like this kind of content, hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel, helps me create more content, helps me get it out fast too, like this. I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll talk to you again in the next one.